So alongside the Concerto system, Bellrock employs a very detailed analytics suite. And in this analytics suite, it allows us to take varied data sets across the Concerto platform, but also incorporating into our finance information and also our call center handling software. We're able to aggregate all of this information into one place and offer out to our customers, offer out to our suppliers and our operational managers key analytics to help them to demonstrate that the performance of our supply chain and our representative is where it should be. An example of this is our executive dashboard. And what this is trying to achieve is to give a client an overall view of how we are performing from a workspace and compliance perspective. So if we briefly look at this screen, we can see that on average, we're answering 94.15% of all calls within 45 seconds. As we mouse over this, it will break that down into the very different days of the week between the 1st and the 16th of September, so we can see how we are performing against our service level indicator. Looking around the jobs, we can also see the amount of spend, either from a reactive perspective or from a planned maintenance perspective. As we mentioned earlier in our demonstration, we have FixMy, so we're able to track on behalf of our customers how much our customers' building users are utilizing our FixMy application when raising new reactive jobs. Moving down, we can also start to look at average order values per asset type. And a good example is, although this is just sample data, we can see a spike in our HVAC average order value up to £900 so in April, which is obviously the month at which a lot of these units are being switched on again. And then we can see it normalizing through the rest of the year. So what we're trying to do here is display to our customers and ultimately to our supply chain as well, aggregated information to look at how we're performing in delivering the services that we have on offer. Alongside of this, we can do detailed supplier analytics to see how our supply chain as a whole is performing. What we're trying to demonstrate here is a supplier's performance versus cost. So for example, a supplier within this quadrant would be faring quite well in that their service score is up above 90% with a low average invoice value in comparison to some other suppliers who utilize that asset category as well. So clearly a supplier down here versus a supplier in this quadrant, which has a much higher average order value and a much less service score, obviously we'd present the latter of the two to our customers. We can present this information in lots of different ways, such as pie charts, line graphs, and other types of charting tools which offer the best story out to our customers and people who work with us. What we're also able to do is to undertake analytics to ensure that across the varied departments within the business we have the right levels of resource to deliver the service levels required. So in this example, we're looking at our Facilities Management Information Centre, which is in effect our call centre environment. And what this allows us to do through our telephony system is have a good view of when we expect high volumes of calls and therefore expect to have higher than normal volumes of resource to handle those calls. So as we can see here, between the hours of 8:30 and approximately 2 o'clock on Monday to Friday is when we take the predominance of our calls, which is obvious because that's normal working hours and obviously the beginning and the end of the working day. Alongside of that, we can start to see our average calls and wait time by day. So we can see here, we're expecting an average wait call of 20 seconds and typically we take over on a Monday more than 700 calls in that day. And as we can see through the trend analysis, we start to drop down the volumes and typically because we have less resource in, the call wait times will go up out of those normal working hours. What this allows us to do, as mentioned earlier, is look at the resource we have versus the volumes we're expected to resource and then ensure that we have got the right levels of resource in the centre to deliver the service levels we agree with our customers.